I just got a payout of $113,167 from Amazon, and I'm about to break down exactly where every single penny of that amount went. I'm going to show you guys how much of that were my expenses, how much of that's going to go back in inventory, and be sure you watch till the end because I'm also going to show you guys exactly how much of that money was profit that's going to go into my pocket. So this system has pretty much transformed my entire business, and it has allowed me to keep way more of the profits that I make from selling on Amazon. So for those of you that are new to my channel, my name is Ganim. I went from working for a big tech company to quitting my job to sell on Amazon full time back in 2019. Since then, I've sold about $11.5 million worth of brand name products on Amazon using the exact methods that I teach on my channel. So I'm going to go into exactly what the system is, how it works, and show you guys a real disbursement that I got today and break it down in detail. So the first thing that I want to mention about the system is that it is called Profit First. Okay, so it's based on a book by Mike Michalowicz called Profit First. There's an e-commerce version as well. You can just search on Amazon, Profit First e-commerce, and that book will come up. So this is a system where essentially it's a system for managing your business finances where you allocate every dollar of income to separate categories, and you can think of these as buckets. That's what I like to call them. And the idea being that you pay yourself first, so you put money into your profit bucket first, and then you use whatever's left over to pay your expenses. So that's why it's called Profit First. And so I'm going to quickly break down the types of accounts that we have and really our whole system set up and how we make this possible. So first of all, we have all of the accounts that I'm about to mention to you at a regional bank. This is a bank that we have a line of credit with, that we do all of our banking with. So I highly encourage you, if you're going to implement this system, do it with a local or a regional bank that you can form a relationship with, because this has allowed us to get additional financing options like that line of credit that I mentioned, because we have so many different accounts and we're doing so much business with this one bank. All right, so when I say that you've got to have different buckets that your income goes into, these are going to be different bank accounts. And so I've got 5 total bank accounts for my business. This is how they break down. So the first bank account I have is what I call my profit account. And the money in this account is exactly how it sounds. It's profit that's going to get kicked back to me as a dividend in my business that I can take and do whatever I want with. So that's going to be a business savings account with this one bank that I mentioned. The second account is going to be a taxes account. So this is my taxes bucket. The money that goes into this account never gets touched because it's used to pay taxes at the end of the year. And the idea is that if you fund this account properly throughout the year, it should be able to cover your entire tax bill generated from the profit from your business. So you should never have to come out of pocket to pay your taxes. That's what this account is for. And that is a business savings account as well. The third account is your inventory account. This is going to be a business checking account. This account is always going to be the one that holds the biggest balance because you're paying for your inventory out of this account. The fourth account is going to be your prep/freight bucket. So I like to lump my prep center costs and my shipping costs into one bucket. This is going to be a business checking account as well that you're going to use to pay your freight bill, your UPS bill, any of your shipping costs, and any of your prep center/3PL costs. And then the fifth and final account is going to be your operating expenses account. This is going to be a business checking account as well that you use to pay all of your operating expenses, including your salary if you're paying yourself a salary, which you should be. So those are the 5 accounts that we use, the 5 buckets that each of our disbursements get kind of broken up into, right? And so another thing I want to note about these specific accounts, so we've got 5 separate accounts and we've got 3, well, let me phrase it this way, right? So that we've got a credit card that is dedicated to each of these accounts. So for example, our OpEx account, we use an Amex Platinum card to pay all of our operating expenses, and then the operating expenses bank account pays off that credit card. So that's how we're able to further segment our expenses. And for example, for our inventory account, we only use a Capital One Spark or a Chase Business Premier card to pay for inventory. The cash in that inventory checking account is what pays off those credit card bills. So every account has a corresponding credit card to further keep our accounting as simple as possible, and also to leverage specific credit cards for certain parts of the business. So like I mentioned, one of the credit cards that we use for the inventory account is our Capital One Spark card, which is unlimited 2% cash back. So when we're spending in most months $100, $150, $200,000, sometimes more on inventory, we're trying to do as much of that spend as possible on that 2% cash back credit card, because each month that generates an additional anywhere from $2,000 to $5,000 in cash back just from spending that money on those credit cards. And guys, if you're interested in checking out any of the credit cards that we use in our business, you can check out the description below. There's going to be links directly to those credit cards. And one of the ones that we use, which like I said, for our operating expenses account is an Amex Platinum. And the offer that we have there in the description will give you 120,000 bonus points if you hit the sign up offer for that card. So that's a fantastic card. And I like to use all of my Amex points for personal expenses and personal travel. So that's one of the big benefits of this business. Okay, so we touched briefly on the 5 buckets and then the fact that we have a different credit card for each of those buckets. For our inventory spend, we like to maximize cash back because we're spending a lot of money there. And for our OPEX and prep and freight costs, we like to use an American Express card there to generate those Amex points to use for travel. So it's like we're getting cash back on one hand and we're getting travel points on the other. So that's a dual benefit that I like to kind of optimize for there. All right, so I'm going to show you, now I'm going to share my screen here with you guys, and I'm going to show you the average percentages that we allocate. All right, 1 second here. Okay, so here I'm sharing my screen, and these are the average percentages that we'll allocate each disbursement to, right? So you see here, on average, we're putting 5% of each Amazon disbursement into our profit account. We're putting about 15% of each disbursement into our operating expenses account, and that can vary wildly, and I'll explain that here in a minute. But typically we're putting 8% of each disbursement into the tax account, 70% of each disbursement into inventory, and then 2% of each disbursement back into the prep and freight account. So guys, let me issue a caveat before I show you the exact disbursements that we made today when we got paid by Amazon today. So these are all supposed to be taken with a grain of salt, right? These are going to vary wildly based on your business and also based on how much you're actually getting in from Amazon. So I'll show you how we allocate our expenses. It's a little different than what the book suggests, but instead of taking the profit first, which again is important, but we make sure to take a profit in a different way, I like to add to the OPEX expenses account first, okay? And I'll tell you why. So I know that on average, our operating expenses are going to be anywhere from 20 to 25K per month. And that's just our operating expenses, right? Part of that, and in fact, about 50% of that is going to be my personal salary. So I like to contribute to the OPEX account first because it is technically profit in a way because it's how I'm paying myself. But I basically want to make sure that I can keep the lights on by contributing to that account first. So typically what I do is I see whatever our disbursement amount is, I like to take about 15K from that disbursement and put it into OPEX. Now, if we get paid by Amazon every 2 weeks, and that's basically 2 allocations per month, well, then you might be thinking, why would you put in 15K? If you're putting in another 15K, that's 30K. Didn't you say your expenses are like 20 to 25K? Well, yes, but I like to try to overfund my operating expenses account just in case, any emergencies come up, or basically just to have that extra cushion. So that's how I start my allocations, is I say, I take 15K of whatever the disbursement amount was, put it into OPEX, and then I update my percentage accordingly, right? Sometimes that might be 12% of the disbursement, sometimes it's 20% of the disbursement, but that's what I start with. Next, I will go and put 8% into taxes because I always like to fund taxes first because I want to make sure, right, that I can cover my tax bill in full at the end of the year. Next, I come in and put 2% into prep and freight. Then I will put about 5% into profit, and then I'll put whatever's left over into inventory, which, like I said, roughly ends up being around these percentages here that I'm showing you. Okay, so real quick, now I'm going to show you an actual disbursement. So I'm going to share my screen here again. Okay, so today is the 18th of December 2023, and so our disbursement that was transferred into our bank account today is $113,167. So here, based on the percentages that I showed you guys earlier, this is what we'd be looking at from an allocation perspective. And now let's just break that down. So like I said, first and foremost, I like to put about 15K into my OPEX bucket, regardless of what percentage that ends up being. So if I pull up a calculator here and I say 15K divided by our disbursement amount of 113,167, that ends up being roughly 13% of this disbursement makes 15K, right? So what I'm going to do here instead is I'm going to change OPEX to 13% for now. And then And then I'm going to come over here and I'm going to do just equals, and I do disbursement amount times that allocation amount. So that way, if I have to go in here and update the allocation amount to, let's say 15%, it updates the number accordingly. So in this case, like we said, 13% is roughly 15K. So that's what I like to start with. And then again, at the end, we'll make sure that we total these up and make sure they hit 100. So next, I like to do 8% to taxes. So this number will vary, right? My bookkeeper said, as a general rule of thumb, based on the amount of disbursements that I'm getting, put around 8 to 10% of each disbursement aside for taxes. And the good thing about this strategy is we're able to update, we're able to kind of like change course as the year progresses. So we check in with our tax person on a quarterly basis, and if we're forecasting a certain amount of profit, they might say, okay, well, you've got enough in your tax account where you can maybe change your allocation to 5% instead of 8%, right? Or they might say change it to 12% because you're not quite going to have enough. So this is where working with a professional to help forecast your tax burden is going to help kind of inform what this number is here. But for the sake of the example, and typically what we do is take about 8%. That's the number that we'll use. So we'll say taxes equals disbursement amount times 8%. So that's about $9,053. So next, what we do is we want to add to prep and freight. So again, about 2% there. All right, so now this is where, if we lowered some of the percentages earlier, this is where I like to add them back. So we've got two options here, basically. So we thought that OpEx was going to be 15% of our disbursement, and it ended up being about 13%. So we've got an extra 2% to play with. We can either add 2% to profit and take 7% profit this time around, or we could add it to inventory and take 72%, or put 72% back into inventory to keep snowballing that money. So in this case, I think let's put it back into inventory. So profit will stay at 5%. So we'll do disbursement there times our profit amount. And then for inventory, like we said, we'll add our 2% back there. So that's 72%. And let's just add these up here. Okay, sum 100%. So this is accurate. So we'll do inventory equals disbursement times inventory percentage. All right, so that means from this disbursement, we're going to put $81,480 back into inventory. Okay, so to kind of break that down further, guys, let me give you a couple of caveats here. So, well, I guess I'll share my screen again. All right, so as far as getting these amounts into the correct account, it's literally just a funds transfer from account to account. So when Amazon pays me, all that cash goes into our inventory account. That's just how we have it set up with Amazon. And then what we'll do is I'll just log into my online banking and make a transfer of $56.58 from my inventory account to my profit account. I'll take a $14,712 from my inventory account, move it to my OpEx account. I'll take $9,053 out of my inventory account and move it to my tax account. And then I'll do the same with my prep and freight costs here, move it to that account, right? So then again, I'm left with about $81,480 in that inventory account. So that's how I kind of move my funds around. That's how I make sure that I'm able to pay myself while continuing to reinvest into the business. And so the way we have our profit account set up is we keep letting that account build every 2 weeks when we get paid by Amazon. And then at the end of every quarter, we take whatever is in that profit account, we take 50% of it and kick it out as a dividend. So 50% of whatever's in my profit account each quarter goes directly into my pocket, pure profit. I can do whatever I want with it. I don't have to worry about paying taxes on it because remember, my tax burden is going to be covered by the money that I'm putting in my tax account. So again, if that ends up being, $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 per quarter, I can do whatever I want with that money. Or if I choose to reinvest more of that throughout that quarter, then I have the opportunity to do that as well. And then the other 50% of whatever's in the profit account goes into a sixth account that I didn't mention here, which is our emergency fund, right? So the cash in that emergency fund account never gets touched for any reason. It is only there should we need to dip into it if, for example, our account got suspended or if our business operations went down for whatever reason. Our goal is to build that emergency fund to $100,000 in cash, which for us is about 6 months of operating expenses. So that means, like we said, we can essentially pause operations for 6 months and still be able to cover ourselves with the money there. And so until that account hits 100K, we go 50-50 each quarter, 50% as a dividend, 50% into that account. And then once that account hits 100K cash, then 100% of the profit account would get kicked out as a dividend every quarter. So that is our strategy, guys, in a nutshell. Make sure that I hit all my points here. But yeah, the only other thing that I wanted to mention is when it comes to cash back from our credit cards and the points that we're getting on our Amex, for example, those are all intended for personal use. So if we're getting sometimes an extra, like I said, usually anywhere from 2,000 to 4,000, sometimes 5,000 per month in cash back from either our Capital One Spark 2% card or our Chase Business Premier card, which is unlimited 2.5% cash back on purchases over 5K, which most of our purchases are. So any cash back from those two cards, I just take as a personal bonus. The company's issued the check to me personally, and I just put it into my savings account, my checking account, whatever I want to do with it. And then all the Amex points are used for any personal travel, because when it comes to business travel, I'd much rather just pay for that out of the business account so that we can write that transaction off instead of using these points that we've earned for business travel. So that's kind of how I manage our company's finances. I hope this video was helpful, guys. If it was, be sure to subscribe because I come out with 2 to 3 videos like this every single week. And be sure to like the video and leave a comment if there's any questions that you have about this particular system. So thank you so much for watching.